In this course, you'll encounter some fascinating but old ways of looking at cities. In order to make some sense of what we'll be seeing and hearing, you need some introduction to the urban and architectural elements that you'll be encountering, and a basic grasp of what happened across the arc of time we're discussing. To start with the architectural elements, we're going to be talking a lot, especially in the first section, about the classical language of architecture. I'm using the word language quite deliberately. From the ancient Roman architect Vitruvius' lone surviving treatise from antiquity, until several Renaissance treatises, by the 16th century, the columns and entablatures, or beams, based on ancient examples, had become a fairly precise vocabulary and a grammar, capable of being articulate, even rhetorical. Rhetoric was the ancient art of speaking, but all the classical arts aspired to be able to speak in their way. In order to be understood, some basic consensus was needed about the forms, just as we need to be able to speak verbally. We'll introduce you to that language before we go to Rome, and in Rome you'll see it in action. It's helpful to have a grasp of what happened when, who did it, and some sense of why. We use the word Renaissance to describe that deliberate rebirth of the forms and ideas of ancient Roman and Greek culture that began in Italy in the 15th century. The period we call the Baroque was, for the artists of the time, a natural extension of the principles of the Renaissance. But the Renaissance itself was not an event, it was a process. And artists and architects slowly and progressively refined their understanding and ability with the classical language. Politics and religion were often the impetus for that evolution. So seeing how things changed over time will help you to see Rome itself as a process, a place that changed over time according to an evolving yet consistent set of artistic principles.